PXN have made a name for themselves in the world of sim racing, particularly in the entry-level to mid-range market, especially since the release of the VD4, VD6 and VD10 wheelbases last year. Maybe you remember our video where we used those to put together the ultimate guide here to help you understand what torque figures mean for different use cases and what factors should influence your choice of wheelbase. Above all, PXN's pricing strategy combined with the overall packages appeal to many, especially in the markets where competition from Moza, SimMagic, Conspit, Fanatec, Logitech and others is significantly more expensive or not available at all. A shout out to our viewers in South America. What has been missing from PXN's lineup so far is something like this: a 300mm Formula style wheel. Anyone looking for the ideal wheel for sim racing categories like F1, prototypes or GT3 had to look elsewhere until now. That's not the case anymore, and thanks to its features and compatibility, the wheel could actually appeal to every PC sim racer, not just users of PXN's V12 or VD series wheelbases. The PXN GT ONE is a real contender, and we're going to find out if it can overtake the competition. And with that, welcome back to Overtake. I'm Michel and today the PXN GT ONE goes on sale. Since information regarding availability, stores and discounts can change over time, I'd like to direct you to our video description where you'll find the current link to the GT ONE as well as our SimRacing deals page on overtake.gg. There are a few discount codes up for grabs there as well, among other things. However, those codes don't work on discounted items at PXN, and to celebrate the launch of the GT ONE, PXN is offering an early bird deal with a slight cut here. In terms of pricing, this is a typical motorsport style undercut. The launch price is $199 in pounds and 209 euros. After April 26, so in like 2 weeks of 2026, the price will increase by 20 for all of the currencies. The two 300mm wheels that are most comparable in terms of utility, layout and configuration are the Moza KS wheel and the SimMagic GT Neo. Both are slightly more expensive. The PXN GT ONE will also be available directly in bundles with the VD6 and VD10 wheelbases, not the VD4. In my opinion, the prices there are very fair as well. However, the market for these 300mm Formula or Butterfly style wheels is very large, and there are even higher priced models up to a $400 range that feature small screens and more encoders such as the Moza KS Pro or Conspit 300 GT. It's clear why this type of wheel is so popular. It's a straightforward adaptation from real-world motorsports, as many GT race cars use this style of steering wheel nowadays. Additionally, due to their layout, they cover less of the lower part of your monitor or provide a better view on SimRacing DDUs, dashboard display units. When we take a closer look at the PXN GT ONE, it becomes clear that the wheel hasn't been reinvented here. It will certainly not win an innovation prize or pushes an original concept like the Heusingfeld One. What matters most is that the PXN GT ONE doesn't make any major mistakes or has flaws. My first impression during unboxing was immediately very positive. In terms of materials, appearance, sturdiness, the TPE grips and ergonomics, it does not fall short of the competition. The frame is made of fiberglass with a forged carbon coating that is similar in appearance to the SimMagic GT Neo, I would say. The wheel is, as you can see, very sturdy and can be gripped firmly without creaking or squeaking. PXN includes a comprehensive sticker sheet with the GT ONE, allowing you to customize the button labels. On the front panel we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 buttons, 3 rotary encoders, also backlit, 2 thumb encoders right here, and most importantly 2 7-way funky switches. The 7-way funky switches offer a very crisp and precise feel, and I can't imagine doing without them for operating dashboard functions, menus, or in-game multifunction displays, especially for adjusting the fuel level before a pit stop or changing vehicle settings on the fly. The 3 rotary encoders could be a bit snappier for my taste. Compared to the competition, they're a bit loose, though this didn't really interfere with accurate operation in the heat of the race, even while wearing gloves. The fact that they also have LED lighting, even for the individual fields when they are in position mode, is a plus. The PXN GT ONE also has RPM LEDs here, 15 of them. At the back we have 2 classic magnetic shift pedals and the 2 lower clutches, whose function we'll discuss in a moment. The pedal plates are even made of carbon fiber, which surprised me given the wheel's price. Their position can also be adjusted slightly if you feel like you can't reach them good enough with these small screws right here. The magnetic shifter pedals are on the louder side, but they have a pleasant pressure and are very short and responsive when pulled. But yeah, they are quite noisy. Next we have the standard NRG style quick release, the same design used by, for example, Moza, SimMagic, RevoSim, recently also Conspit and others. The PXN QR is directly compatible with the V12 and VD series from PXN, so you don't need an extra cable then, it works through the quick release. But as the cable connection here suggests, you can also use the wheel standalone via USB, so it is fully open to other ecosystems. Also, the quick release itself can be swapped out. For example, I installed the Link quick release from my SimOCube 3 using an adapter. However, if your wheelbase also has an NRG style quick release, PXN still recommends their ZQS adapter and switching to a quick release that's compatible with your wheelbase manufacturer's quick release system. So the reason for this are the pins inside and the plates, both base and wheel side. So if you intend to use this wheel, for example, on a Moza wheelbase, you can of course tape them over or unscrew the plate to prevent communication errors or mechanical damage, thereby avoiding the need for an extra adapter or quick release. You'll have to check this depending on your setup really. If you have any specific questions, feel free to post them in the comments. We're always very active there. First and foremost, thank you for all of your support. We're just about to hit 180,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and we'd love for you to be part of this incredible community. If you'd like to support our independent work even further, you can also become a channel member here. On our website, there are even more ways to help shape the future of sim racing with us. You can become a premium member on our website, overtake.gg. Premium members enjoy extra benefits such as an ad-free browsing experience, special community deals, discounts, and Overtake Turbo, which provides setups, coaching, and 1 free esports setup per month powered by Track Titan. Another cool feature are community reviews, so you can have a chance to contribute and share your opinion on not yet released hardware or games. Join as a premium member on overtake.gg for just €1 a month. When it comes to software, you can use the in-house PXN SimRacing tool or, additionally, SimHub to control the LEDs and other options. SimHub support naturally opens up many possibilities. For example, you get telemetry features right out of the box. If a car is next to you, the buttons on that side will flash, for example. But the tool naturally allows for more customization, such as mapping one of the encoders as a multifunction dial, because on games like LMU, even the 5 encoders can be too few if you want to directly control the ABS, MGUK, brake bias, anti-roll bars and TC values 1 to 3 on the fly. You'll have to use the PXN SimRacing software at least once to initialize the wheel, since that's where we update the software of the wheel, the firmware, and put the wheel into SimHub mode first. Here we also control the encoders, whether they function as position or rotary inputs, and define the clutch bite point for the dual clutch pedals. This is extremely helpful for standing starts, for example in the Formula Edge in Automobilista 2. I've set it so that releasing the first pedal results in about 55% clutch engagement, which is great for that initial moment when you start off the line. As soon as the rear tires have enough grip and you can feel the slip letting loose, you release the second clutch pedal resulting in a great start. By the way, once you've configured everything and set up the SimHub connection, you can technically uninstall PXN SimRacing again if you don't have another PXN device or just don't need the software otherwise. By the way, the PXN SimRacing software looks pretty fresh and offers good features. It has many similarities to SimMagic SimPro Manager, which is a good thing. So the PXN GT ONE does a great job of capturing the fun of sim racing in a sense of customizing it, applying your layout of labels, adjusting the colors and all of that. Even though it's a relatively inexpensive product, it doesn't feel like a compromise at all. Thanks to its simplicity and light weight of about 1,400 to 1,500 grams, including the quick release, it doesn't require a super strong wheelbase to effectively transmit the vibrations, frequencies and forces to your hands. Also a 5 Nm base would be fine with it. This wheel is anything but a stopgap solution. On the contrary, I even see it as an option in some budget scenarios to invest the money saved into a higher end wheelbase maybe before buying a more expensive Formula wheel in the 400 range with screen and all of that. And a 9 or 10 Nm base, you could instead pair the GT ONE with a 12 to 15 Nm base for the money that you just saved for the wheel. In conclusion, I can say that the PXN GT ONE gets just about everything right and is generally a good choice for a variety of setups. The open ecosystem approach is spot on and shows that PXN understands the sim racing market. The wheel itself is ergonomic, and in terms of its features, it's likely a perfect fit for 99% of the target audience, I don't know. I had a few minor complaints about the feel of the encoders, that they don't feel as high quality as those on SimMagic, Conspit or the newer Moza wheels, for example. The shift pedals could also be a bit more dampened. Still, I'm giving it a solid 4.5 out of 5 based on my initial impression without long-term testing. I hope it stays this solid and that you guys out there don't run into any issues over time. If that's the case, be sure to write us about your experiences with the product and also other products and customer service, etc. in case you had issues, here in the comments. That's just as helpful to the community as this entire video. Thank you. Here's the link to the video I mentioned at the beginning in case you're not sure how much torque is really needed and what the benefits are. Have a great day and enjoy racing.